Broadcasting live from the Mile High City in Denver, Colorado. You're listening to Bronco Planet, brought to you by the Denver Broncos Booster Club, home of the greatest fans in the NFL.
Well, hey there, Bronco fans. It's Chad and Danny, and welcome to yet another fantabulous edition of Bronco Planet. Shaddy, the Broncos coming off a win, although it was kind of a meh win. Would you call it? Yeah, and only because it was the Jets. And once again, you and I have thrown out the word expectation so much this year. It's ridiculous. I think we kind of expected a little bit something more, but still, a win is a win. I honestly thought that the spread would be a little bigger than what it was. Floyd Merriweather is very happy that the spread is what it is, but nonetheless, Denver Bronco win, but with a little asterisks on both sides of the ball. Let's start with the offense.
Well, I mean, I think you're hitting it perfect as always, Danny. I mean, yeah, we beat the Jets. Who cares? I mean, no big deal. I mean, you survive. It is a big deal. Yeah, you go on the road, you survive a Rex Ryan type crazy defense. But I mean, it's like it's like almost like a tie or kissing your sister. I don't even know how you describe how. It is. It's just so. I mean, the line obviously was really rough in the first half. Peyton Manning skipping passes. We had 11 penalties. Eric Decker finally gets a touchdown. He pushes off and gets a touchdown, and it was just kind of blah. I mean, it was okay. We'll take our wins, but I mean, there was nothing there that got you going crazy. I guess some fans out there will be all, Ronnie Hillman, I told you. I mean, Hillman ran hard. I mean, he had a goofy fumble. Caldwell makes the only decent play he's made all season and recovers it.
Before you get going on the Andre Caldwell beat down, I'm going to stop you right there. But you did bring up a couple of very valid points. It was probably the ugliest 100+ yards rushing that we've ever seen, because it was all or nothing. We either lost 2 yards or gained 12, there was really nothing in the middle that made you kind of go, yes, this is what we like to see. It was Denver calling the right play against an offense set up for the pass that opened up the run. And again, we're going to take everything you're going to give us, Rex Ryan, because we have a guy named Peyton Manning that can recognize that stuff, and whatever you give us, he's going to take. So, from that aspect, it was nice to see, but it wasn't, I wasn't fist bumping or beating on the table over a 12-yard Ronnie Hillman run. But let's just kind of rewind a little bit back and just talk about, and it's something that you already touched on, offensive line penalties this past week, atrocious. Yeah, and I heard Orlando Franklin get interviewed today, and he took a lot of it on himself. I mean, obviously he's transitioning the guard, struggling a little bit. I mean, Clady's had his fair share of holding penalties. I think Manny Ramirez probably his worst game of the year. He's played pretty solid. Real quick, what really pisses me off is when the Jets send 3 guys and Peyton Manning goes down for a second.
Yeah, and that was totally, I think Orlando misunderstood that, called out something, and that falls on him. I think Chris Clark's still trying to learn on the right-hand side. So we've had enough Bronco games, Dan, to realize that we're going to play to the competition, right? And if we get way ahead, we're not likely going to stop on them. So I mean, we're what are we, 5-1? I mean, I think we're winning a fair share of games, or 4-1. Right. But I think it feels like it could be 1-4. I mean, it's been kind of average, but sexy. It's a tough schedule. The Broncos are coming along. Don't get me wrong, we're diehard Bronco fans, but it's been mediocre. I mean, Julius Thomas, we got to give credit to. I mean, Julius Thomas is on pace to break every tight end record. He's the only player in the NFL that's in the top 10 in scoring that's not a kicker, and he's doing great. Peyton Manning's a couple more touchdowns away from setting records. Demarius had some great catches. Wes
Welker pretty much off.
Wes Welker got ignored all game.
Third down conversion.
I wonder what was going on there. He did make a critical catch when they needed it, but it was just blah. But I do like the defense. I'm more excited about the defense each and every week.
And here's the funny thing, because we always put so much focus. We always put the offense under the microscope, and we find the things to either nitpick or praise and do all the stuff with the offense. But really, the bigger story here is the defense.
Yeah, so without a doubt, Von Miller up to 6 sacks this season. We got Ware, who's got 4, but he really should have 6.
He could have got screwed.
He got that little shuffle pass thing didn't count, and then earlier he knocked the ball out, and they called it an incomplete pass. So
by God, one thing that was awesome this week that we haven't seen, and we pissed about just last week, was the takeaway giveveray.
Yes,
holy pants! It was finally nice to see. Yeah. We're usually on the other side of that nonsense, but I didn't mean to interrupt you. But it was just something that I got excited about.
You do it every week, Dan, but it's okay. We're just having fun.
30 years of friendship, you should be used to it by now. But it was definitely good to see the plus minus in favor of Denver. Talib getting his pick 6 there.
Yeah, later on. I think that was huge.
And once again, here we are on this big roller coaster of emotions, and a guy that I was just totally bummed that got hurt and totally psyched when he came back, and now he's hurt again. Let's talk about the injury to Danny Trevathan.
Yeah, well, I think the good news is that they didn't put him on IR.
Right.
I think it could be 3-4 weeks maybe, and that doesn't sound like good news, but compared to how bad it could have been, it's not the same exact spot as before. Got a little crack in the knee. We played through that. Well, I've got a crack in the knee. I got a crack in the head.
I got a crack right in the knee.
Come on, get out.
Right now. Right this second.
Seriously, though. It definitely makes a difference when he's in there. I think Marshall's done a fine job.
That was going to be my point. A little bit of a kudos, because generally the backups don't get a lot of love from the media or from us, to be quite honest. And we can say this about Brandon Marshall. Well done.
Yeah. He's well done. Absolutely playing very well. You know who had an outstanding game, pretty quietly though, was Derek Wolfe. Derek Wolfe is coming along. Even Sylvester Williams had one big play. So I think our defense is a top 5 defense. I think we're ranked 3rd overall defense. So great job with the defense. I'm excited about where we're going. We've got a tough lineups coming up. We got to go San Francisco
at home,
followed by San Diego, and a lot's going to be determined.
And a Sunday night and a Thursday night, which just something. Who needs to get a shot in the coin purse yet? Is these idiots that make these schedules. We get prime time, because that's generally how we are referred to.
That's where we live.
Right. But it's just a little bit ridiculous from that standpoint. On that note, I'm going to take just 2 seconds to recognize somebody on the East Coast. Last week we talked about with the Prize Monkey Prize, a super awesome Peyton Manning plaque, and that is going to go to one Mr. Dustin Mickelson on the East Coast. He's known as Dustin the Nose, Johnny the Foot, and any other East Coast gangster moniker that I can come up with currently. But anyhow, Dustin, all you got to do is ping us, give us your information. We will be glad to send that Peyton Manning plaque out to you. And because we're talking Prize Monkey Shed.
Yeah, we've got another prize. And by the way, I'm glad that somebody else got called Nose besides me for once. Dustin, you're my man.
You're in new territory here, aren't you, my man? Something, this next prize is a first for us at Bronco Planet. Generally, we give away cool plaques and helmets and football stuff that's pretty much football only related, but we've never really given away an accessory,
accessories,
and certainly never jewelry.
Yes,
this is a low budget show, people.
All right, we got a very fine, and you'd be happy with this actually, and working away right on time. We got a Denver Bronco watch, and with this watch, we're also going to give you an autographed Rick Upchurch card that we got when he was back going into the
that way you can check the time every time you look at your Rick Upchurch.
So you got a little Rick Upchurch autograph and a Denver Bronco watch, and it's simple. Just got to go out anywhere that we're posting our video, write some comments out there. The nicer they are, it may influence the judges. No, they're all great comments.
We also accept
we laugh at them when they're making fun of us.
Right. Sure,
we're just a couple of jabonis enjoying football. We love
East
our
Coast
Broncos.
reference.
Yes,
well done.
So anyway, at the end of the day, I think the Broncos are all right. We've done a little bitching and complaining, but that's what we do. But the Broncos 4-1, got some tough games coming up. We are not going to be doing a show, by the way, in between the next 2 games.
Because where are we going to be, Shad?
Well, we're going to be running around town celebrating the San Francisco walk. It's so late,
and then out of country. Going to get a little sunshine on these on this white skin, so to speak, and again with the scheduling, stupid. Yeah, we're gonna take a break, take a week off, let this whole thing play out. Let's first talk about San Francisco. Just came out. Patrick Willis may not be available for this game.
News.
It's obviously
I'd ring
great
my
news.
bell, but I threw it over there on the floor.
Great news for us. San Francisco, they're kind of like a tease type team because you just don't know what team's going to show up. The Broncos will obviously facing another very mobile quarterback with Von Miller and DeMarco Murray on the edges. Yep. Feeling a little bit better about that. How do you see this game going?
No, I think the Broncos going to have to work hard for it. I think they'll win because it's home. I think they're favored to win. But I'm hoping they show up and they pass a lot. I don't think Ronnie Hillman is going to get 100 yards against San Francisco. No. So let's do what we're supposed to do.
John Harbaugh is not Rex Ryan.
Let's throw the freaking football. How about that?
Yeah, well, I think you're absolutely right on
strategy.
That. And to go back off a comment that you said last week in a team that we should be worrying about is the San Diego Chargers, who squeaked by the Raiders. That'll be the following Thursday night game. This is really, I mean, obviously the Chiefs were a really big matchup for us early on. First time we're seeing Phillip Rivers and company. To be quite honest, because this is a divisional game and because these teams know each other so well, I think I'm a little more nervous about the Chargers here.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Chargers got away with one this last week, but they beat us, I think, if I remember last year in Denver, and we've just been split with them, and ever since McCoy's been there, that's been a very competitive team. So, yeah, I mean, I think these are two, I mean, we saw that schedule at the beginning of the year and said, holy crap, there are some tough games, and we're right in the thick of it. So, and I know it's good. The players are at that point where you're seeing injuries, people out for the whole year. I mean, I'm hearing about players that are just soaking in ice tubs every day during the week. So to have such close games against two tough teams is going to be really tough. But this is really, the Jets, what does it tell us? It tells us that we can beat a pretty crappy team.
Right.
Now we will know. Right. We get through San Francisco and we get through San Diego and we win both those games. Right. Now we're talking.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wholeheartedly agree. Cross your fingers, cross your toes. Enjoy the next couple of weeks. Enjoy primetime coverage of the Denver Broncos. And we'll be back here in just a couple of weeks to review and hopefully high five, celebrate, and repair the cowbell. And with that being said, I'm Danny. This is Shad. You're watching Bronco Planet.